Hello, everyone. It is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, with another exciting live stream. Give me one moment. I want to check. Okay, the Wi-Fi is on. Good to know. Anyways, this video might be a little long. It's going to be a live stream, and it's going to be a Q&A. Feel free to ask me any questions you want in the live chat. And when no one's asking questions in the live chat, I'll phrase every topic I discuss as a question. So question number one. Yo, Jet, why does your hair look wet? I just got out of the shower. Yo, Kirby, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. This is a Q&A kind of thing. Feel free to ask any questions you want, and I'll feel free to throw answers at you. Oh, and when no one's asking questions, I phrase the topics as questions, as if someone asked me. So the next question that's on the top of my head: why are all the videos either really late at night or really early in the morning? I thought you were doing daily videos, Jet. The day's already passed. It's the next day. What you got? So during the winter break, my sleep schedule has been really thrown off. So I keep being awake during times like now. It's like 2 something in the morning. I'm awake like now, and then I'll be asleep like during the afternoon period of the day for like a good chunk of it. So because my sleep schedule is so weird, the times where I'm free to do videos are just really late. And even though I try to do daily content, I'll end up being available at an early time, but then I get preoccupied by stuff. So I ended up not getting up until like 4 p.m. really, and then around 4 p.m. I end up like getting ready, and then Dad and I hang out, and then I hang out with my grandma, and I get back to the dorm, and then my wife and I hang out, and then it's 1 a.m. It's something like that. So I just end up missing a lot of the chunk of the time where I would have done video content. Next question that nobody really asked, but I'm gonna act like people are asking questions. Where are all the fan polls? Seems like we've had no fan polls forever. Let's see. Kirby said, "Want to do late night lamers again?" Late night lamers sounds familiar. Was that straight up the name of something? I'm about to search my video catalog. I got the back computer here. I'm gonna type in late night lamers. Believe it or not, I don't watch a lot of my older content, so it's really easy for me to just forget stuff that existed. Late night, late night, lamers. Was it the name of a video, or is it just something we did on a video? Tell me more about it, Kirby. Oh, Dueling Book, Late Night Lamer. Dueling Book number 6, Late Night Lamer. Dueling Book number 4. So it was like Dueling Book streams, but they were just really, really late. He's like episodes 1 to around 10 of Dueling Book. It's just Late Night Lamer. So that was just a thing that we did. That's interesting. It's been a hot minute. If you're asking whether or not I want to play a game right now, maybe. I'm using this video for the most part to talk about a lot of things. I feel like even if people aren't asking questions, I feel like people want to know the answers to the questions that I'm presenting. Um, so the reasons why the videos are really late or really early, depending on perspective, is just because I'm asleep a lot of the time. And then when I am awake, there are friends wanting to hang out, studying for things. We had finals, then Security Plus course, and now I'm studying for the Security Plus. I thought I had the Security Plus exam this week. I actually have it next week. So at the beginning of the week, when I was like, "Hey, no fan polls this week because I have the Security Plus exam," that was just not true, and I didn't realize it wasn't true. So Security Plus exams next week, which means we probably won't have fan polls next week, which means we should have had fan polls this week. It's all weird. It's all weird. At least it's giving me more time to study. I've been studying a lot for the Security Plus. Um, Another question that nobody asked, but I feel like people would want to know the answer to. People would be like, "Yo, what's up with the Maddie situation?" Maddie hasn't been in like any YouTube videos since me and Maddie got married. So me and Maddie's marriage, and you guys are about to get some not really exclusive content. I guess we haven't talked about it a lot, but essentially the day after me and Maddie got married, it was a situation where her dad was like, "You got to get that annulled." So like from like day 2, we already understood that like our marriage was gonna be something that was like really short lived. Long story short, Kirby said silent. He said, "I would like to make an assault mode deck." Oh, ballin'. I'd love to see what your assault mode deck was like. They dropped new assault mode cards, didn't they? I feel like I saw Yu-Gi-Oh video on that on the YouTubes from your boy with the memes. Oh, but the Maddie and I thing. So me and Maddie are in the process of a divorce. So we already like filled out the paperwork, paid legal fees and stuff like that. So it's now a situation where we're still married, but there's like a 30-day grace period. So after that month passes, so like early January, me and Maddie are just not gonna be married anymore. And we're not gonna continue the relationship past then. We're just going to be friends. We're actually already looking at like other prospects. Kirby said there's even a new assault mode monster. Who's the new assault mode monster? I'm a little curious on that. Is it like a crystal wing assault mode? I think that would be interesting. Um, but yeah, so in regards to the Maddie situation, me and Maddie are married, but just friends, but also about to be divorced. That's where that current situation's at. Um, and also both single and looking for people, but not really. It's a weird situation, but that'll all be well said and done in early January. So we'll be past that. Let's see. Kirby said TG Halberd Cannon Assault Mode. So there's just straight up a new assault mode. Interesting. I don't know about normal TG Halberd Cannon. I don't think I've ever heard of that monster before. Oh, I saw a picture of this on Yu-Gi-Oh Reddit. Let's see. So I covered the Maddie thing. I covered why videos are late. Oh, new series ideas I have. I want to do a new series on the channel called Real Life Superhero Gaming or RLSH Gaming. The point of it will be that I'll play fighting games or any video game really, and I'll throughout the live stream promote a particular click to donate charity. Click to donate charities are charities where you go to a website, there's a button that you can click for free at no charge to you, but every time the button is clicked, a sponsor donates money to a specific charity, and those websites restrict you to where you can only click once a day. So if it's, let's say, a charity to help with ocean life or to keep the ocean clean or to protect so many square feet of the ocean per click, then maybe I'll play Injustice 2 and play as Aquaman, and it'd be like an Aquaman gaming stream where I'm like, hey, check out that description box below and click to donate to like actually like help protect oceans, that kind of thing. So I feel like that'd be really cool. Kirby said, feeling nostalgic for jetblackrlsh there, Nick. So I get like emails and occasional YouTube comments and even people in the live chat who ask me about my history doing real life superhero stuff. And I feel like the channel with a lot of its older videos helped inspire people to do more for their community, to understand that anyone can help in any way that they can. And I feel like click to donate is a very easy way for people to be able to help because it doesn't cost you money, it just costs you time. It's just something that you can do really quick once a day to like show your appreciation. And I would like to bring that form of inspiration back to the channel. The idea of showing people that you can help even in the smallest ways while also having fun and playing games. Plus, we could do Yu-Gi-Oh based stuff. So we could also, thanks for the like, I appreciate it. We could do stuff where it's click to donate, and let's do the protect the sea life thing again. So it's about like keeping the oceans clean, click to donate, and it helps clean the ocean. And then we could play like water monsters. We could play like sewage index and stuff like that. So I feel like real life superhero gaming would be a cool way for us to game and also to promote donating and helping out the community and stuff like that. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, that will be something that you can vote for in fan polls. Kirby said you could do like an Atlantean or like a Mermail deck. There are definitely a lot of options, so I dig that. And also, it helps bring awareness to click to donate in general because I'm not sure a lot of people know that that's a thing. We did a Christmas video. The only video I uploaded on Christmas was a Care 2 video that was about click to donate web pages, where I talk about how you can donate in the holiday season. It doesn't really cost you anything. You can give to all these causes and see your impact. I'm going to try and do more regular videos where I show you guys like the impact that I've left on click to donate so far, because it's really nice to be able to measure it and to be able to say that through all our donations we've been able to make such a big impact in a certain way. So I'll try and like push that a little bit more in future content. So more charity stuff. Um, Me and Maddie are married but just friends but getting divorced. I'm always up really late or really early depending on perspective, which is why videos are all over the place. I'm constantly in school essentially, which is why fan poll streams are all erratic. I guess the real question that people would have is when will fan poll streams be consistent again and no longer a weird schedule where they're constantly changing? I'd say after the job fair, fan poll streams will be not only normal but better. And here's why. So the job fair is going to be a little hectic. Essentially, school's going to start, and I'm going to miss the beginning of school because I have to be in Washington, D.C. for a mandatory job fair, which I'm really excited about. Um, and then once I get back from the job fair, I'll have to readjust to school based on what I've missed. And I have certain classes that I only have like once a week. So if I miss like any of those once a week classes, I just miss it. I just don't get to experience those classes at all. So that's going to be a thing that I'm going to have to deal with. Um, so the job fair, while I'm there, I'm probably not going to be able to do fan poll streams. Next week, when I do the Security Plus exam stuff, I won't be able to do fan poll streams. So sometime after the job fair, maybe around like January 8, 9, or 10, we'll start getting like normal fan poll streams again, but of better quality than before. I say better quality than before because I used to have classes um, that could be like early in the morning and they would interfere with fan polls because sometimes it would be like, hey, Jet, do you want to go to the calf? And then I go to the calf and then I like miss the normal fan poll time and stuff like that. I now don't have any classes ever before 2:40 p.m. And because we do the streams at 1 p.m., I have plenty of time to get up and exercise. And if someone wants to go to the calf, we can go to the calf and we can eat. And I can come back and I can do a stream in peace before I ever have to go to a class. So that's really nice. It's very convenient. And that's consistent throughout the whole week. I don't even have classes on like Mondays and Fridays. So it just really helps the stream schedule. I'll be able to do a lot more streaming once the school year starts and is legitimately has gotten started. So I'm excited for that, and I hope you're excited for that as well. So expect consistent fan poll streams after like January 8th or so, and I'll keep you updated on that. But we probably won't do fan poll streams next week, and I am gonna try to keep to the at least one video a day. I missed the timing on the video for yesterday. My plan for a video for yesterday was just to talk about real life superhero gaming, but I'm just doing it in this big video because I feel like I'm just answering some questions. Another question that nobody asked, but I feel like people want to know the answer to, is how is the channel growing at the rate that it is, and why is it growing so fast? I don't think everyone is aware of this, but the normal rate of subscribers for this channel is about 28 subscribers every, not 28. It's like, I don't know, that's about right. It's about a subscriber a day is what this channel used to have, but a little less. So I'd say less. We probably had 22 subscribers every month. So like -8. So every month, unless it's February, fuck it. We had about 22 subscribers a month, like regularly. And it would be really hard whenever the subscriber count hits like a 10 number. Anything 10 is hard to climb out of. It's like a ditch because you'll grow and then you'll lose, and you'll grow and then you'll lose, and then you'll finally get out of that 10. Every 10th place is really difficult to go up. But within the last 28 days, the channel has gained 58 subscribers. And that's the difference of subscribers gained and lost. So we've gained a lot more than 58 subscribers in the last 28 days. But we also lost enough to balance it out to be a net gain of 58. And that is the most that this channel has ever grown at one time. So I would argue the reason why subscriber counts have gone up recently rather than before. Kirby said you were 67 subscribers away from 1,000. Congrats. Thank you kindly, Kirby. I appreciate it. It's been a long way coming to this point. I feel like the only reason why we gained so many subscribers is for a couple reasons. Edited content. I used to not do edited videos, but I feel like reaction videos have helped the channel. I only did a few. I did like the Psychonauts 2 trailer, Mortal Kombat 11, um, the Avengers Endgame trailer, the new Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 trailer. I did like those reactions, but I feel like those pulled in a lot of traction. I did an edited Ben 10 video where I talk about the first episode of season 3, and that's doing pretty good. Kirby said I met you at around 430. It's been a long time. We've gained like 500 subscribers since then. Hey, hey. um, but I am hype. I'm glad that the channel's grown at that rate. Oh, the wedding. I do think the wedding gained us a lot of subscribers off of that. Oddly enough, you wouldn't think that that would be the thing, but I think a lot of new people came to the channel from that, um, including just people that I know who may or may not have been aware that I had a YouTube channel. They like hit that subscribe button, so that is greatly appreciated. Um, the music videos, we did the edited music videos, me and Maddie, and I feel like that also helped boost it a little bit. So I think it's just been a lot of new stuff. A lot of experimenting has helped build the subscriber base. Having the fan poll model, I think, has helped, giving people the ability to vote. We had fan polls in the past, and then for a variety of reasons, fan polls became less consistent until we just didn't do fan polls anymore. Now fan polls are back, and I'm hoping that fan polls will stay and be like a mainstay to the channel, be something that everyone can look forward to and be regularly scheduled. So I do feel like it's a combination of factors that have allowed the channel to grow so much within the last month. And a lot of stuff has happened in my life in the last month. So it's been very interesting. Next question that no one really asked. What's up with your haircut? So I cut down my beard. Um, it wasn't too long ago where my beard was like a much larger beard that was just off my face. I personally am fine with my hair being long, but I'm going to the job fair and we want to look a little bit more presentable. I still feel like my hair on the top of my head. I like the dreads. I don't like stuff like this, where you have like little BBs that come off the top. I don't feel like that looks professional. We also had the sides cut down, so it's like my hair's actually been cut. I look like I have a mohawk right now. So we're managing that for the job fair. The job fair is next weekend. So if I don't post normal videos next weekend, like after Friday, then it's probably because, I'm on my way to Washington, D.C., or I'm in Washington, D.C., and we're going to be really busy doing that. Kirby said, from Nick, I got a haircut. Mm-hmm. So I did indeed get that haircut. Wish me luck at the job fair, by the way. For my scholarship, I have to work for the government for 2 years, but they don't just give you a job. So the scholarship doesn't come with a job. Uh, so I have to try and get a job at this job fair, because if I don't, then the scholarship becomes a loan and you have to pay it back. So wish me luck on that. I'm hoping to secure a job while I'm at the job fair, or at the very least this month. I want to get the job this month, stick with it for more than 2 years. The obligation to fulfill the scholarship is 2 years, but I want whatever job I get to be just the job that I do, like for life. So I'm working on that. I'm looking for a permanent position in the government. So wish me luck. Let's see. What else? I'm trying to think of other frequently asked questions that people would like to know. I guess I'm trying to think, if I was like a nosy person and I asked a question, what nosy questions would I not think were going too far? I think one question that I could hear, if someone was really nosy, they'd be like, okay, so if you and Maddie are just friends now, but you're still married, but you're divorced, but you're like looking for other people. If you're looking for other people, who are you like currently interested in, and who are you pursuing? It seems like me and Danica are getting pretty close again, so I'm probably gonna date Danica, but I'm not gonna start dating Danica until after the divorce stuff goes over. I feel like it would just be weird to date someone but be married. I'm not cool with that. I feel like there's some moral issues with that. But once the divorce is through and through in early January, I am going to probably hit up Danica. It just seems like we've bonded a lot as of recent. So that's cool. Another question. What is the most interesting milkshake I've had recently. So I've been really vibing with the big peanut butter and chocolate milkshake that I make. I get that all the time. There's a fruit milkshake that I get all the time. But I recently have been kicking it old school. This is Kirby said milkshakes, milkshakes. So I recently went to Cookout and I ordered my old Sonic favorite. So the shake that I used to get at Sonic all the time is like strawberry cheesecake Oreo peanut butter Reese's. That's what I always get at Sonic. Today I got that at Cookout, but I had them add fudge, and it's a little much. The additional fudge is just a lot more chocolatey than it needs to be, and I got it as a huge shake. Now you guys may be wondering, what's a huge shake? Cookout only has one size of shake. Ha ha ha! That's what you thought. That's what you thought. So this isn't on the menu at Cookout, but if you go to Cookout and you say you want a huge shake, they charge you for two shakes and then they put it in the biggest cup they have. It's the cup that they use for the huge tea, and it's a pretty big ass cup. I have a huge shake in my fridge right now in the kitchen. It's that big chocolatey one. I like legitimately only had like this much of that shake, and there's like this much total in the cup. It's like a really big cup. It's legitimately a huge shake, and I feel like it's for like a pretty solid value. It's like $6.52, but it's just a huge shake. It's more shake than you would normally ever have in any like one sitting. Uh, so I've been rocking the huge shakes recently. Cookout, by the way, has asked me to do a review of Cookout, like post a review, give our support. I really want to. I really want to do a review of Cookout. I love Cookout. I can't stress that enough, but I want it to be special. There have been posters around Cookout where they show off a mascot. His name's Shaky, and he's like a guy in a big milkshake suit. It's just a big ass milkshake suit. And he reminds me of Mr. Smoothie from Ben 10, except Mr. Smoothie from Ben 10 is a big ass smoothie and he has a Squidward nose. Shaky doesn't have a Squidward nose. Um, I've talked to the people who work there and they've talked to their managers. They currently don't have a shaky suit, but they're looking into it. If I was to do a review of Cookout, I want to get the shaky suit. I want to get in the parking lot. And I want to break dance. And I want to like do something really special for a Cookout review, and I'd post it to the channel. So I'd definitely be down to do that do that Cookout review. I think I wanted to say Cookout and Shaky, but I'm super down for it. Kirby said bollocks. Nexus and Book are missing some cards that Yugipedia newly added. And then Kirby said, do that cookie. It's that new dance. That'll be the dance that I do if I'm able to get a hold of the Shaky mascot suit. Because I am hyped for that. I do think that'll be a fun video. But I'd love to do a review of Cookout. I want it to be one of the edited videos that I do. I'm really excited for that. Another question that nobody asked. When are you going to do more collabs with Winslow? When are you going to collaborate more with Winslow? I know a lot of you guys are big fans of Winslow. You love seeing Winslow on the channel. You love seeing Winslow content. Me and Winslow have gotten a lot more into doing the... I wanted to say live action roleplay, but that's not right. Tabletop RPGs. Whenever we hang out, we're either doing rap stuff, or we're writing stories, or we're doing tabletop RPG stuff. And I feel like this coming year, you guys are going to see a lot more tabletop RPG stuff with me and Winslow. That's one particular prediction. If you guys want more tabletop RPG stuff in general, Colin, we're going to do the next part of our D&D campaign, and Colin is really stressed that he wants it filmed. This time we want to actually film us playing the tabletop RPG. So it seems like we're going to try to do it. I just don't know how well that's going to work. One of my issues I have with it is live chat interaction, because it's not like Jank Heroes. It's not the kind of thing where we can incorporate everything. So Kirby said D&D campaign. Wait, what? So Colin, CJ, Gerard, Matt, Avery, me. I know why. Max. And then we had Frosty for a little bit. I think his real name's Zach. So we weren't 8 people the whole time. It was mainly 7 people. Frosty had to leave at a certain point, but it was Colin, me, CJ, Gerard, Matt, Avery, Max, and we all did a D&D campaign called Fae's King Coast. The Fae King Coast is a D&D campaign created by Colin. It's like an original concept by him, and we played that for like multiple weeks, maybe like 10 weeks or so. We did like a D&D campaign, and we've posted videos on. Kirby said, "If only I could join in on this." I feel like Colin has hit capacity when it comes to like number of people playing, but we want to get an audience. We want to actually start live streaming our D&D stuff that we do. So we're going to try. We're going to try filming the second half of the Fae King's Coast. I hope you guys are hyped for it. We got a like. Thank you for smashing the like button. Truly appreciate it. So we're going to try and do weekly D&D streams. I feel like it's going to be difficult for a few reasons. One, audience interaction. I love talking with the live chat during the streams. This whole video is just me talking to the live chat during a stream. Uh, and I love doing it when we do Jank Heroes content and when we do literally whatever and when we play any tabletop RPG. But I feel like any game that's not DM'd by me or Winslow or Matt it's not appropriate only because Colin, when he's doing his campaign, doesn't necessarily want to deal with interjections from the live chat and me reading it out loud. But if I was to only comment to you guys in the live chat, like by typing, then it kind of pulls me out of the game as well. It's an interesting situation to have to deal with. So that's going to be something we have to work out. Matt hates being on camera. He's Mr. Hand for a reason. He likes just putting a hand on the screen. So if we were to film the whole D&D table, we'd have to do something where Matt somehow was obscured, but it's a live video, so we can't like blur Matt out. So I don't know exactly what we do in order to facilitate that. We'd have to figure out something. But we're going to try. We're going to try to do weekly D&D streams, and they're gonna be long. They're gonna like have to be long. And Colin says he has an external battery that he can use to help keep my phone charged. But we're talking like maybe like 4 hours straight of like D&D content on like Friday nights. So I hope you guys are down for that. It's just a lot, but we'll see. So that's something to look forward to in the new year. What are other things I just know are coming in the new year? I wanted to give a shout out to CJ real quick. CJ Harper. So CJ Harper is one of the guys that I mentioned. We're doing Fae King's Coast with the D&D stuff, but he also came up with the idea for the core, which is the YouTube fighting game club where the Fighting Central series started, where we were filming us playing fighting games on a TV. It was just my phone set up on a laptop like it is now, filming a TV with us playing fighting games. The original concept of the core is that we would play fighting games, raise money, and give it to charity, but we never really did that. It became a you play fighting games and that's it. Well, really, it wasn't supposed to be play fighting games and raise money for charity. It was do YouTube and raise money for charity. It was going to be like you start like a special YouTube channel for the core and like upload videos. And we never did that. We never really got that far. I think the channel exists, but we never put videos on it. But I do feel like the original concept for the core is partially what inspired real life superhero gaming, which is the series idea that I proposed earlier about playing fighting games and then promoting that people give to a click to donate charity related to whatever the theme of the fighting game was. Kirby says he's down for 4 hour D&D streams. Hopefully it's enjoyable. I just have a lot of like problems with the idea of a streaming D&D. Audio quality. I imagine the camera is going to be like on the kitchen counter and zoomed in to the table, and then the table is going to have like a round table set up where you should be able to more or less see everybody, but then depending on how loud people project their voices, it wouldn't necessarily work. If we played music in the background, we'd have to make sure that the music didn't drown out our voices in the stream. Certain people just talk quieter than others. Even though you'd be able to see everyone surrounded around the table, you may not get a good layout of the map and the miniatures and everything. And if someone was to stand up and constantly be filming when it was their turn to play the game, what do you do with the camera? It's just a lot. It's a lot to think about. And if you stood up and you filmed the whole time, then there's no way it could also be charging. it's a lot of complications. So streaming D&D is a goal, but it just seems like a rather difficult goal. Well, we'll see when we get there, when we get to it. Um, let's see. Now my brain's just kind of thinking about interesting news. So let me hit you up with more interesting news. MIT came up with a way to shrink stuff. Kirby said, "I'm aware that streaming D&D is hard. Most stuff. Um, there's a way to shrink stuff now. So MIT, some researchers discovered that there's this thing called hydrogel, and you can put anchor points in hydrogel. And you're like, what's an anchor point? An anchor point is, think of it almost like an adhesive, almost like a glue or something like that. And you can put anything you want on an anchor point. So you can put metal, DNA, really any material you want. So you arrange the anchor points into a structure, like a three-dimensional structure, and then you attach whatever you want to each anchor point on the structure, and you essentially build something out of the anchor points and the materials. So if you made a 3D box of anchor points and then you attach metal to all of the anchor points, then you make like a 3D metal box in the hydrogel. Then they found that you can shrink hydrogel, right? You can make hydrogel smaller. So if you put anchor points in hydrogel and put material in those anchor points, when the hydrogel shrinks, it shrinks everything else with it. And you can shrink things like to be 1,000 times smaller than what they normally are. So you make the original structure in the hydrogel using the anchor points, and it's like a normal size but still relatively small structure, but then you make it even smaller. One thing that confuses me is why they shrink DNA. I don't understand the point. DNA is already really small. Why would I make DNA even smaller? What is the appeal of that? But I just think it's cool that we can shrink stuff. I feel like me and Winslow are probably gonna have a conversation about that sometime in the future, like just a whole video on it. Kirby said, "Well, here comes Ant-Man, Wasp, and Yellow Jacket now." It's funny that you mention it. So while I do like to keep up with MIT, I do occasionally check their website and see what new research they're coming up with. I actually learned about shrinking technology from the guy who plays Ray Palmer the Atom on the Legends of Tomorrow TV show. On his Twitter page, by the way, I'm not on Twitter. I don't tweet. Uh, there was a news article about his Twitter page. And the news article talked about how the Atom jokingly said, "Sure, MIT can shrink stuff now, but they're still nowhere close to what the Atom's capable of on the show Legends of Tomorrow." So it's like he essentially advertised MIT's real life shrinking technology and plugged his own show at the same time as like a fun little joke thing. But if he had never done that, I probably wouldn't have known about the shrinking tech thing until the next time I checked the MIT webpage. So it would have maybe been a little bit. But my phone gets regular email notifications about DC Comics. So keep up the good work. Whenever some science stuff happens that relates to DC, I'll know about it immediately. Keep tweeting, Adam. You can tweet for me too. I just don't tweet. Um, but that's really cool. I feel like it makes me feel old. I feel like when I'm 30 or when I'm like 40 or 50 and I like have a child, my child could grow up and be like, I want to I want to research the science of like shrinking things. Because if you said that like 10 years ago, someone would be like, that's not real. That's just like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That only happens in movies. And within my lifetime, we have like shrinking technology. To me, that's just like, it's crazy. I don't know. That was a really science fiction concept. And when you tell people that you can shrink things now, people don't get really hype. Why not get hype? We can shrink shit. To me, that's crazy. That's just very different. Um, Not to mention, if you read the article that MIT wrote on the shrinking technology, they mention that it was something that became like obvious to the creator because we already have a system for growing things with hydrogel. It's used to increase the size of brain tissue to make it easier to look at brain tissue under a microscope. So I was like, oh, we already had the ability to like grow brain tissue, but grow not as in like making cells mature and like making like a cell culture grow, as in like expand it, like to make it grow, like the opposite of shrinking it. I was like, oh, that's weird, because they more or less were like, we took growing and we did it backwards, and I was like, psh, we already had growing. No one ever mentions growing things. Sounds crazy. Um, but I do like keeping track of the MIT stuff. I think that's pretty cool. If you guys are interested in hearing more about MIT based technology, feel free to check out the series of videos me and Winslow did talking about the alter ego. I won't even get into that in this. We talked for hours about MIT's alter ego. Really cool technology. Definitely recommend you check out those videos if you hadn't already. Let's see. At this point, I'm just kind of talking. Subreddits. What are, let's see, Kirby said, at least we don't have the microverse yet. Who knows? Who knows? When it comes to cosmogenesis, I'll jump into that now, based on what Kirby said. So cosmogenesis, there are a few scientists who are trying to figure out what would it take to make a universe. And I know that sounds really weird, the concept of trying to like make a universe. Um, but it's now being thought of as a more legitimate field. Like, it seems theoretically possible that we might be able to create our own universe. The closest thing that I've seen really have been the studies by, I think his name is Igor Smolvanek or something like that. I'm horrible with names. But he's created like the first multiverse metamaterial. So it's a metamaterial, which is man-made lab material. You may be familiar with metamaterials because there are already people who are developing things like cloaks in order to bend light to try and like make people quote unquote invisible using metamaterials. There are people researching like military applications of metamaterials and invisibility cloaks and things of that nature. But this one scientist, Igor, I'm just going to say his first name. I'm sorry, I know I don't know you like that, but it's just easier to discuss you in that way. Um, Igor has developed metamaterials that bend light in a way to where light behaves more like matter. It behaves more like the way that how like things behave normally in like our world. And he's used it to simulate things like black holes, regions of space, galaxies, connections between multiple regions of space as like wormholes essentially, having regions of space that follow different dimensions and have like different rules and wormholes between those spaces. And he created the first metamaterial multiverse. It's a 3D based system where like the highest dimension universe in the multiverse is three dimensional, but it can connect to universes of lower dimensions and shit like that. And then 4D, he's written a paper on it, but he's yet to like make a 4D metamaterial multiverse. Essentially, all I'm saying is scientists have been looking into the concept of us trying to make like little universes, and the multiverse metamaterial thing is a really cool thing to look into. If I didn't do a good job of explaining it, I probably didn't. Feel free to just Google metamaterial multiverse. That's META material multiverse if you're interested in learning more about that. But that's something that I've been into for a hot minute. Let's see. Kirby said, "We will become a marble like in Men in Black." Speaking of Men in Black, there's a new Men in Black International trailer. I have not watched it. I have not seen the Men in Black International trailer. I haven't seen the Doom Patrol trailer. Um, I haven't seen. Let's see. I haven't seen the Doom Patrol trailer. I haven't seen the whatever the last one was. I missed my train of thought. Hellboy, Men in Black, Doom Patrol. There's another trailer I didn't watch. It doesn't matter what the trailer was, but I didn't watch it. I've been trying to do reaction videos for stuff. So I'm legitimately just not watching trailers until I feel like I'm ready to like sit down and film myself watching the trailer and then like editing a reaction video together. But the longer I don't do it, the longer there's like less interest in whatever the topic is, and it gets to the point to where I just don't watch the trailer at all. So I've just missed like a good number of trailers. So I need to eventually get on that, start doing that again. It looks like we're almost at the 40-minute mark. I need to drink some water and use the restroom. So I'd like to thank you all for watching and staying tuned. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to notify whenever we do these live streams. It's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with Kirby Ultrastar. Log it out. Peace.